All right. Greatness, greatness. Greatness is yours once you claim it. I am Keystone. I am a synthesizer of energy, frequencies, and information for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. This is Code R.E.D. Go inside, enter into yourself, retrace your steps, learn to fully absolve and let go of all the drama, hurt, pain, guilt, static, resentment, anything that's thriving inside of you, and allow yourself to transcend into a healthier state of being. This is the introspection you've been expecting you. All right, today we're gonna just gonna touch on or speak on uprooting ignorance and planting Gnosis, which is root word of knowledge, so information. So this is where we are, the state of the country, but I'm not even going to speak on the country. I'm speaking on you and how the country has impacted you and led you to be where you currently stand right now. And within the state of things, ignorance is king. And, get offense. Truly doesn't matter. I mean, even look at ignorance. Again, Gnosis, Gnosis is another word for knowledge, information, light, and ignorance is without it. When you attach yourself to words and labels and things as such, you take that word personal, and I, coming up, that's something that that was a horrible thing to call somebody's ignorant, but all it is just a state. Ignorance isn't permanent. It's only permanent if you allow it to be. So you could be ignorant as far as putting your hand over a flame, but once your hand get burnt up, you're not ignorant anymore. So that's the same with many things in life, information, experiences, just life all around. It's a battle to get rid of ignorance, and you get rid of ignorance, which is basically looked at as darkness, like Confucius said. Ignorance is the night of the mind without without stars or moon, something to that effect. But basically, when you're ignorant, you're in the dark, and you need light to shine in, and light is what gets rid of darkness. So this right here is going to be shining light towards you, and you have the option of deflecting it or rejecting it or letting it absorb into you, or do what you will. But this is from me to you. As far as information, I just jump up here and I just flow. I have a topic, or basically not even a topic, a sentence as far as where I'm gonna go. And once my producer put me in the booth and punch me in and tell me to go, that's where we're going. So we're off and running. So with information or energy, again, you're going to forever hear me speak on energy. Everything is energy and vibration. And one way to control people is to control the energy. And there's various ways to do so. I know I touched on it before, but I'm going to go into it a little more in depth now about the purpose of having a specific point of reference when it's dealing with a period of time or a specific event. And the way things are presented is so that you can be attached to that. And anytime that's brought out to you, is going to trigger some sort of emotions. And 20,000 times out of 10, it's going to be on the negative end of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be anything that's going to be empowering. It's going to be beneficial to those that do this to you. But as far as yourself, you're getting played like a fiddle, you're getting, drugging around like a dog on a leash tied to the back of Russ Griswold's truck. His station wagon. They're dragging you around, like a damn puppy. And you can be in denial if you want to, but that is an option. Again, darkness in this day and age of information, we enter the age of Aquarius, is information, and there's no reason for you to remain in the darkness outside of fear and having your paradigm busted up for what you perceived is the truth and the way you've been living your life. And so I'm sure that's uncomfortable for some, but if you truly want to expand and become who you are, who you grow into your purpose, it's going to require the change, and you're going to need the light. You could grow in the dark. Only thing really that I am aware of that grows and prospers in the dark is a damn potato. So if you liken yourself to a potato, sweet potato, russet potato, or any potato, that is your option. I'm not a damn potato. I'm a tree. I plant myself in the ground and I sprout and I'm flourishing, producing fruit, giving life, giving light. So darkest people, have at it. But with that being stated, again, periods of time. So for instance, like the 11th of September in 2001, that's a point of reference. So the people that are overseeing this system always know that we're going to start. Remember, never forget. Remember, never forget. Remember, never forget. Remember, never forget. So they're telling you, oh yeah, they're reminding you, oh yeah, damn, that's right, never forget. So now they put you in that state of mind of fear. And with you being in fear and all the shit that they wrap around that particular event, if you don't never forget or wear your little sticker on your lapel or whatever, and never forget, you're not a patriot. You're not part of the group. And so it hits you from all kind of angles, but everything is dealing with fear. You're fearing being excluded because you're not buying. Myself, I don't, again, anyways, but yeah, that's me, so, okay, that's an event that happened, but I'm not attaching myself to it because I know behind the scenes that the stuff was done on purpose, and you can be in denial. I mean, again, anything that I speak on, do yourself a favor and prove yourself right. I said, prove yourself right, not think you're right just because that's how you think. Go and attempt to, well, don't even attempt. Go put some effort into it. Go look. And stuff like this can't be made up. I mean, it's, I talk to people on a personal basis from day to day, and, some catch the shows that I do. And so it's funny that they're like, man, I know you holding back because, yeah, the stuff you're talking now is like, not even where, where I'm at currently. So, I simply explain and share that I don't want the purpose of me being up here is not to get up here and just spit a bunch of information out at you. And for those that this is the first time they're hearing something like this, and this isn't my purpose to get up here and just, spit, and then I'm done. No, this is to impact. There's a reason, there's a purpose. As I shared, my goal is to catch one person. That one person turn to 2, 3, so on and so forth. But it's going to eventually, I'm going to get to talk about exactly what I want to talk about, how I want to speak about it. But this is an awakening for some. This is the first time that even some allowed themselves to listen. And I appreciate that, to something that's on these subject matters, because before the videos, just within conversation, I could look and I could feel the energy, just like, good gosh, I mean, they're not interested. It requires thinking. And to me, that's like, wow, how can you not want to think? But to some, it hurts. And, I share it only hurts for a little while. So, until you get used to it. So, here we are. So by pinpointing certain points of history, well, let me go. All right. So one thing that I've learned and I've accepted, and can't anybody steer me different, there is no such thing as the past or the future. Again, past and the future does not exist. Those are just points of reference. Because with us, me, myself, and you, we're energy beings. And I've stated before several times, energy never dies, it transfers. Again, energy never dies, it transfers. So when you look at energy flows, it's in a wave, it never stops. Once it stops, it'll do something else. So we're one continuum. We're from the time that we were born until we go, is just a continuation. It's not a past or future. That is something that was created. And so by that concept being implemented, and I'm not going to say forced, but lack of a better way, forced upon us, that's how our lives are lived. And if you go back to the ancient times, they don't refer to the past and present. It's just, maybe they just say that's an event or that's a memory. Excuse me, that's an experience. Again, we're here to be explorers. And, yeah, I remember that experience. But now that you call it the past, there's a way to get you to psychologically and mentally attach yourself to something in the past. And this was profound as well. How many of you know or are aware what causes depression? I'm going to give it, a couple seconds again. How many are aware of what causes depression? How many are aware of what causes anxiety? Again, how many are aware of what causes anxiety? So, depression is caused when you live your life in the past. You keep looking back over your shoulder with things you haven't done and didn't do and were supposed to do. So now you're attached to that, and your mind stays there. So you're here right now, but all of your thoughts and all your energy is going behind you. So that is definitely something that, again, where I came from, again, I used to see the Beatles walk above me. Bugs and beetles, I'm looking at their footsteps. That's how low at a point I was in my life until I accepted that and realized and accepted that, okay, the shit that I was taught and learned, so on and so forth, from up until that point was nothing but harming. And there had to be a higher truth, a better truth, a actual truth. And so once I proclaimed that to the universe said, all right, brother, you sure? Let's go get it. So with accepting, hearing that there's no past and no future, it was like, damn, being a time, being energy continues until it stops, but it doesn't die. Then, to transfer to, fulfill whatever it's doing in this energetic form. So then again, depression is caused by living in the past. Anxiety is caused and is a result of living in the future. So now you hear of something or know of something, however far off in the future it is, now your mind, instead of, again, staying in the present, you're in the future. Worrying about, oh man, is this going to happen? What about this? Oh shoot, is this going to do this and that, and whoop, whoop, whoop. And lo and behold, once you put all the energy into it, it's never, I'm not going to say never, it's rarely what you thought it was going to be in your head. So now you done beat yourself down, you done got sick, you done got ill, you done broke yourself down biologically. And so now you pumping yourself up with medications. And I mean, that's the answer for everything. You know what I'm saying? But when you can accept that it's all rooted from your mind, when you fix your mind, not if, when you decide to fix your mind, all of that shit will leave. And so the greatest present is the present, right now, here and now. And once you can accept that, okay, the past is the past, you can't change it, that happened, but what you can change is how you think about it. Rather than looking at it as a bad thing, what you didn't do, how it didn't do, who did, what did, so on and so forth, you can look and learn from it. Okay, so now in the present, it's going to be hard for me to repeat what wasn't a great experience or something I didn't favor or didn't like in the past, because I'm living in the present. The future is waiting for you. So if you want the present to be as gloomy as you envision, then keep thinking that shit. Keep thinking things, oh, this is going to be horrible, this is going to be that. Man, you acknowledge it and detach yourself from the process and become the person, attach yourself to who you need to become to get the results that you want in the future. That's where you attach yourself to the here and now. So I have a saying that I make sure that today is better than yesterday to guarantee that tomorrow will be better than today. Again, this is me. I make sure that today is better than yesterday to guarantee a better tomorrow. That's my mindset. That's how I set my mind. That's how I set my intentions. And you're not going to stop me from doing that. And simply not. That's what, you have to get to that point, you know what I'm saying, where you protect, again, your energy, your aura, your chi, everything within you, until it can be basically let off on its own, you know what I'm saying? Like, the bird, once it, is ready to leave the nest, you need to nurture that and protect that as a newborn child. Feed it love, feed it energy, feed it positivity, feed what you need it to be to what is going to enhance you to what you want to become. So the greatest present is now. And so by being able to get you to attach yourself emotionally to certain events and certain keywords and phrases, again, it's all it's all programming. Again, these words are not on accident. These are not just, oh, well, let's just call that a program. Yeah, we don't know what it means. We just don't say it's a program. You take it as that. But once you get into yourself and learn that all is from the one is from the all, and we were put here to thrive, not survive. Again, simple truths. This is another one. The truth does not have to make sense. The lie does. Again, the truth does not have to make sense. The lie does. And so that's how we're raised. We need more details. When people ask me questions, that I deal with, it's like, I don't give a damn. But I don't even worry about that. You know why? This is what I got. And as far as what they're going to do, if they know, I know what. It has nothing to do with me. What they do and how they do and what they perceive is not my energy. It has nothing to do with me. Until you put yourself in way of the way I'm going, then that's when we will have to exchange energy. But yeah, stop focusing on the shit that's irrelevant to you. Again, I share that. Then another truth is that focus on what you do want. Focus on what you want. Do not focus on what you don't want. When you again, all is mental. Rule number one. Wherever your focus goes, your energy goes. Wherever your focus goes, your energy goes. So if you focus on what you don't want, guess what? You can have more of what you don't want. It may sound funny to you, but that's reality. The universe is going to give you what you put in your mind. Again, you focus on what you don't want, you're going to have more of what you don't want. So what you need to do is you put your energy, your intentions into what you desire in the future. But you decide on your results. Then you detach yourself from the desired results, and then you attach yourself to the role or to the person or the being or the energy that you need to become or evolve and grow into to get those results. So if you never project yourself mentally into the future as going towards something that you desire, you're going to get a bunch of nothing, which is what's in your head. I said, if you're used to sucking up whatever they provide on you on TV, that's what you're going to get. They're going to give you more shows. They're going to give you more streaming, faster streaming, more things that you can access and do to streaming. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to, again, if you don't control your mind, somebody's going to control it for you. Accept it or reject it. If you don't control your mind, there's more than enough things out here that can occupy your mind for you and tell you what to do. So if you project yourself forward, you want to attain a certain goal, and you're right now in your current position, it doesn't fit because of who you are and how you think of yourself. Detach from that and put that energy into you. Build yourself, mold yourself into that person or that person that is going to be able to handle that you ask for. Now, it's empty promising. That's pretty much what I call it, or irresponsible creating. Because again, once you speak it out, you're a creator. I'm a God. You may not consider yourself a God. That's on you. But I know that what I speak, I manifest. And you may be cynical and, oh, well, do this and do that. No, you clearly have no comprehension of what I'm speaking about. And therefore, if you can't comprehend what I'm speaking about, you definitely don't know about yourself. So if you want to joke about who and what you're supposed to be and you don't accept that, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not offended. You just sound goofy to me. Truly goofy when you tell me I'm not this and I'm not that, and you're telling me what I am, but you have no clue about yourself. So that's the society we live in. Everybody has an opinion. And, rightfully so. You can voice it, but I choose how I react, or even if I react, or even if I listen to what you're saying. That's me. That's control. That's what a God does. A God generates, organizes, and decides. So I'm organizing your words out of your mouth. I decide I don't want to hear that shit no more. Or I decide that shit ain't going to affect me. Now, that's taking control over yourself. Sounds simple. Again, the truth is simple. The lies have to make sense. They have to, because if the lie don't make sense, it's not going to be believable. So, again, detach from the results and attach yourself to becoming who and what you need to become to achieve that. And again, the greatest present is now. Once you can accept that now, so what you do now is going to pay off in the future. What you do now is going to pay off in the future, or the results of what you do now is going to pay off in the future. You can't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work backwards. You can't say you want it now, then you're going to evolve and become that person again. Growing up, and even in my adult years, I refer to growing up. And when I say that and refer to that, I'm talking mentally, spiritually, psychologically. Physically. I'm mature as I could get physically, but had the thinking of a child. And that's done on purpose. The way that a lot of you are walking around are with the mindset of a child. Again, your subconscious is set at 8 years old, between 7 and 8 years old. It's a straight fact. You can accept it or reject it. Again, I don't have no degree. Again, let me put the disclaimer. These are my experiences. I'm sharing my journal. So this is what I've experienced to get to this point. And that's what it is. So your 8-year-old self is leading your life. Yeah, you're having what they call adult experiences. You graduated high school, you got your degree, you got married, you had kids, so on and so forth. But look at the damage. If you don't enhance yourself, you're truly an 8-year-old raising a family. And that's from a spiritual and psychological perspective. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, granted, you can memorize shit from the books, but that's not gnosis. That's not knowledge. It is information, but that's not gnosis. Gnosis is deeper. Gnosis, you feel it in your spirit. Gnosis is the truth. So you can read what people have on the paper and you feel that makes you intellectual. No, that just means you memorize. You know what I'm saying? You got a good memory. You're able to recall. So what ends up happening is that you assist in the program. And so now that you done put so much time and effort and energy into getting these grades and this degree and so on and so forth, because that's going to lead to within their structured system, that's not knowledge. I mean, you go to school 40 years going through a Rockefeller educational system, you're going to learn from what they want you to know. Now, if you want to get to the real gnosis, now you got to start getting into societies and groups and stuff like that. But if everything was truly for the benefit of you and myself, why would you have to go join a secret club, do these funny rituals and have these things done to you, and you do things to other people on behalf of just so you can gain a little more status than somebody that you feel that's below you? That's not, does that sound natural? I mean, when you see the wild, I mean, granted, the alpha, then everybody falls in line. It's not a group of lions over here, like, okay, we're not going to tell him that in order to hunt the antelope, you got to do this and do that because he didn't come over here and do our ritual. So we're not going to share how to survive or what's going to benefit them. We're going to keep that to ourselves. That doesn't happen. It's not natural to do that. That's something that man created. Again, nature creates, man imitates. So they created or imitated a society within a society. That's an imitation, and just leave it at that. But again, information, living in the present. So where we are right now, like I said, periods of time where they attach your emotions, and during these periods of time, it's clockwork. It's a calendar. They can, if they can before certain events happened and took place within our lifetime, they print calendars 2 and 3 years in advance. And when I was younger, they don't do it as much now. Well, I don't be looking at calendars like I used to, but they got the moon phases. If stuff wasn't clockwork, if it wasn't by natural order or natural design, how can you send out a calendar for the following year or the upcoming year with the exact days of the moon phases and what exact moon is going to be? They're going to come up with some shit about, oh, we used it. No, it's been documented from way back. Before there was, TV, Snapchat, and all this other stuff. Shoot, you watch nature. So there were some people, a bunch of people, watch the cycles. They knew when this was happening. So all it is, they're recycling old information and presenting it to you as it's theirs. They're repackaging it. And you fall for it if you don't know. And if you don't desire, you don't even know there's an option that this is bullshit. You just accept it. So they're giving you, old emphasis, like, the grocery store taking that tainted meat, slapping a new label on it and new plastic and a new whatever within the packaging and throw it back out there and you buy it. Like, oh shit. But all they did was just change the packaging. But the same rancid shit is inside that package. So that's how you have to and you must begin to look at that information like that. You got to bust up your own paradigm. If not, I'll be more than happy to. There's others out there that will do it. And once you break up that paradigm, you got to put something back together. And it's better to build something solid that's more based and factual, not even factual, more truth filled than whatever was built before. Again, I share with people, you can't build a complex structure on graham cracker crust. It may taste good, but you can't build anything on it. That's like with the information. It feels good, sounds good. That's all you've known, all your family, all your friends, anybody that's within your circle. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's how we do it. Nah. So what I suggest is go seek out people with opposing views that challenge your thoughts. Don't keep yourself surrounded by people that thinks the same thing, because as they say, if everybody thinks the same thing, nobody's thinking. If you're in a circle and everybody thinks the same thing as far as mainstream type BS, nobody's thinking. Go get somebody to bust up the paradigm to make the conversation, to enhance the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that has an opposing view, somebody to challenge your thought. Don't just shut it down because it doesn't match what you think and what you thought. You went through fucking the public food system. All of us went through the public food system. So anything that comes from there, again, is a wash to me. I'm sure little pieces here and there, but again, the lie is built off of that much truth. So within the lies that you get, the name might be correct, but everything else is BS. The name could be twisted, but just one little point as far as a year or this one thing said, but the rest is BS. So you have to be able to accept that when it's presented to you. Don't just shut it down and talk mess about the person, because truly, you're not hurting anybody that's choosing to share truth with you. Honestly. I used to get a little upset, like, damn, these damn people, I want to shake them and smack them around. Like, man, they're doing this to you. But I realized and I had to accept, not everybody wakes up at the same time, even with an alarm clock. Again, not everybody wakes up at the same time, even with an alarm clock. So, okay, cool. So I'll speak, and you think you popping off at me, and I'm just like, good gosh, I could chop your head off. But cool, there's no need to. There's nothing to prove. So I see where you're at. I'm not going to argue with you over something that I know. So that's a choice. Again, that's a decision I made. So rather than me give you energy, I'll keep it myself. I appreciate that opportunity of you letting me know, and I can keep that to myself. So now we're about to dig in. So again, the period of time is to attach you to it. And I guarantee whenever the media gives you a period of time or a specific point in history or whatever, they're going to also give you what they want you to be thinking. Again, when they give you a period of time or a specific piece of an event or something in history, they're going to tell you what they want you to be thinking. So this, here we go. So what I'm about to do is going to bust up some paradigms. It's going to shake some people up. Hey, let's get it. So let's jump on this Martin Luther King. For number one, again, let me preface it. Anything that I talk about, a lot of things that I speak about, especially in this beginning, before I really get to delve into things, this is information that was basically free of charge. It was free. You know, I'm researching when I research, and then just again, when you realize and can accept that everything is from one and everything is of one. So the truth goes. And so came to a point, you know, some years ago, Martin Luther King. Okay, and I know the same, everybody got the same narrative of Martin Luther King. So, all right, like, okay, saw a gentleman speaking on him. So it's like, wow, that was interesting. And I have no issue with sharing that. Where I was in the beginning, I wanted information. And again, I started with wanting to know the truth about Jesus and God. So after I got enough information to be able to shake my head at the situation, I'm off and running. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. So again, Martin Luther King crossed my path, but nothing I was seeking. So the gentleman was speaking on the events of Martin Luther King and stuff leading up to his death, and first time I've ever heard any of that. And the narrative that I heard was that you know, same thing with everybody else. What's his name? James R.E.D. He's the shooter and da 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 da. So I had no reason to question that because that was what I learned all from school. Martin Luther King, James R.E.D. and you know what I'm saying? So they got this narrative of Martin Luther King. So I had no reason to question it. So why would they lie to me? You know, I'm a student in school. So they it's in the books. So well, let me just touch just to before I delve into what I'm talking about Martin Luther King. But what I'm going to do, man, I want you guys to think about what I'm about to say. Think about what I'm about to say before you open your mouth, and please do that with everything that I speak on. Don't just say that this is a lie, because I can guarantee I put more info. Anyways, yeah, it's up to you. You can call it a lie if you want, but what I want you to do for everybody that watches Law and Order and all these detective shows, so everybody got that mind, so they're going to break down. Let's break this down forensically and just fun for me. All right, they say that damn, I just said the man name, but whoever it was that killed Martin Luther King, and so after the shot or whatever. So now, what I want you to think about after he shoots Dr. King, you know, everybody's, you know, hysteria stuff is going on. So he supposedly breaks from wherever he was at, goes, but then do you realize where they arrested him at? Now think about that. If they were not aware of where he was, how the hell are they going to go into a dark theater in the middle of the day and find this white gentleman out of nowhere with the amount of force that they did? Again, after the shooting, it was told that he was found in a theater in the middle of the day, whatever time in the afternoon. I just remember it was bright as hell. It definitely wasn't nighttime. So they went into the theater and found this guy in a theater. You know, the theater's dark. So if these people had no clue and just randomly found him, what the hell? They didn't have technology. They couldn't run a trace on his cell phone. He didn't have his pager. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things. Technology nowadays, that would be a little more believable for myself. But when I knew nothing about it, you know what I'm saying? Just hearing the story, you know, no need for critical thinking. Hey, they gave me the story. This is what happened. Why would they lie? But once you delve into the truth, you're going to find out that's all they do is lie. And all you do is accept it. So it's a symbiotic relationship. We're going to feed you a lie, you're going to eat it. We're going to feed you more lies, you're going to eat more lies. So again, they found this guy in a movie theater in the afternoon. I don't recall the how far away it was, but come on. But I'm sure somebody's out there going to, well, like I said, keep it to yourself. You can share it if you choose to, but again, this is for logical, critical thinkers. Those that, yeah. So let's you know what I'm saying, just accept that. But not accept it, but look at that. He shot, everything's around that hotel and so on and so forth. So wherever they said he was at, he wasn't even on the main ground. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he was in the crowd and took off running. He was hitting back wherever he was supposed to be at. Then some odd minutes later, they find him in the theater again, in a movie theater in the middle of the day. Come on. All you CSI and LA Law and, you know, all you fans like that, come on. They put these shows up here to dumb your ass down. You know what I'm saying? You look at law from their perspective, and yeah, it's entertaining, Alex. I don't watch that, man. So I think the last law stuff I watched was LA Law, and it wasn't even for the reason of what I'm talking about now. It's just didn't interest me, you know, like okay. But again, Martin Luther King shot in the middle of the day. Everybody's in that, you know, the way that hotel is, you know, pretty much I'm gonna say it's like a square U, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's right there in that courtyard or the parking lot or whatever, and then this gentleman is somewhere else. And then they find him in the theater. But if you're not thinking, hey, they got him. But when you're thinking, like, shit, how the hell that happened? How do you know what theater? You know, where was he sitting? They knew exactly where he was. Come on. So let's get into it. So for number one, his name is Michael King. And Luther was added for a specific reason. Yeah, go ahead and start throwing tomatoes at the screen now. Cool. Name is Michael King. And if you choose to look at the information about him, his degree is not his degree, you know, it was plagiarized, and he was helped right. Pretty much he was helped write it, and then okay, so it's pretty much gonna be a 2-for-1 on this one. I'm just gonna touch on this lady for a little bit, but you know, I'm gonna get back on Michael. There's a school called Highlander School, Highlander, Highlander, not Helix. Highlander, that's the school. And this school is a school of socialism/communism, or communism/socialism. This school was established to teach socialist agenda, how to infiltrate, how to agitate things in the system, in the government, in the world, and society. And like I said, this stuff I wish I could create something like this vivid. And like I said, I didn't write none of this. Like I said, the truth doesn't have to make sense. The lie does. But lo and behold, okay, see, the Highlander School didn't really comprehend the significance. So reading and whatever I'm doing and listening and see a picture. Now, would you believe the two people that are credited for the civil rights movement? Listen to me. Two people that are credited with the civil rights movement, right? You got Martin Luther King, you got Rosa Parks. Again, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. I don't make this shit up. Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks both attended the Highland School. There's pictures of them together. Again, Highlander. Bust your own paradigm up. Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks are students. There's pictures, there's photographs of them with these people that founded the Highlander School. Again, This is a school for socialism/communism. This is the way that this is called controlled opposition. You put yourself in the middle of your opposers or your competition or whoever that's vital to your cause, and you lead them the direction that you need them to go, because that's where you need them at in order for you to be able to fulfill your true intentions and desires. So again, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, both people are attendees at the Highland School of socialism/communism, communism/socialism. Copper people, brown people get upset when this stuff, but I'm whatever, but got to accept that this group of people are using brown people's emotions. They're using you like a damn lapdog. They're sicking you on people that don't need to be sicked on. What you got to do is accept, well, anyways, acknowledge. Again, the Highland School, brown people, copper people did not establish this school. A specific group of people established this school for this particular reason. So now they got Martin Luther King trained up and taught on the laws or the way of socialism. Then they got Rosa. How they got there, I didn't go that deep. That's here nor there. I know more about Martin or Michael than I do Rosa, but when I saw that, again, I'm a critical thinker. I can't help it. I mean, my head is big for a reason, and I utilize it. And I'm like, what? This can't be, man. But no, there are true pictures of Rosa Parks, King, Dr., whatever you want to call them, together at the Highland School of Communism/Socialism. Now, with that being stated, how can they not be involved in the actions of them? You know what I'm saying? And going back before the Highland School thing, again, dealing with the protocols of the elders of Zion and so on and so forth, dealing with these people, they call it the Long March. They know they just can't come in and bust up societies. So what they got to do and what they know to do is they call it the Long March. And so what they do, they say, we had to break up the home first. So we're going to break up the home by removing the mother. And we removed the mother by getting her to go get a job, empowering herself. So now, naturally the dad is out doing the dad thing. Well, this is in the past. It's when, again, it's about balance, not about right or wrong, not asking your emotions. It's about balance. You got a masculine energy and a feminine energy. The masculine energy has certain responsibilities, the female energy as well. So in a household, the man's doing the man thing, the woman's doing the woman thing. But now they come in and they pull the woman out and put her in the workforce. And now they make her feel empowered. Now you got your own money. You don't need that man. So now you got man and woman going against it. So the woman, like, I don't need him because I got my own. And like I said, I don't care about your feelings about it. This is just truly what it is. And if you can't see that that's what's going on now, like I said, this is back in the early 20th century when this was beginning. So look at where we are now in the 21st century. Women right now want to be men, and hey, right or wrong, that's not how by design. But anyways, by breaking up the home, so now that leaves the kid vulnerable because now the dad's out working, now the mom's working. So now the kid is, send them to us at school, send them to the public food system. Yeah, we got something for them, and they got more programming for them. So within that, leading up to these other events and stuff. So I just want to set that. So this all is on purpose. This was all by design. This stuff didn't happen by accident. And the same people that are doing this in America are the same ones that did this in Russia, the Bolshevik Revolution. This is them. They got in and got the workers unite. You're going to see all that workers unite, change. Yeah, let's build up. But these people behind the scenes putting quarters in everybody back and pointing out what they need them to do for them. Now they get society messed up and jacked up. They come in, they sweep everything and fix everything up. But within that, you got to look at these people. They want control. They want to take over. They want nothing but total power and control. So once the Bolshevik Revolution happened, boom, communism in Russia. Then, their eyes on Germany. See, the thing about Hitler, you talk about some miscommunication, misinformation, like tremendously. Hitler is not nowhere near what we were told. You know what I'm saying? When you think of evil, the epitome of evil, and Hitler, outside of, but when you see all the other communist regimes, it's not these particular leaders. These people, again, Hitler was with these people. Hitler believed that, what they were saying, but the difference between them and Hitler saw the bullshit and he put a stop to it. He kicked them out the country. So they portrayed themselves as the victims of Hitler, but no, Hitler said no. He said, no, yeah, this subject goes around, but what they do when they go to a country, the first thing they do is they introduce pornography. They introduce pornography to the young minds, and then once you get the young mind focused on sex and other things, they're not focused on becoming a better person, not as in the capacity if they didn't have that sidetrack mind of the sexuality. And then once you got that, then with the women and then the men breaking up the family, so on and so forth. So Hitler saw that, because the way that it was presented to Hitler, like, hey, we're gonna come here, we're gonna basically sponsor you, what I'm saying? We're gonna, so on and so forth, pretty much be partners in crime, lack of a better way of putting it. But when Hitler saw what was really going on, he put an end to that. And he's like, nah, y'all gotta go. And if you look at the Jews throughout history, they've got kicked out of every country until 1492, when they got kicked out of Spain and came here. And once they came here, everything that was happening in Europe, it's in America. You could be foolish, and again, the public food system gonna have you looking like a super fool if you choose to accept that narrative only without looking at different perspectives, something that's gonna challenge you. And they got to America and got busy by using copper people. And copper people was in America before that. I mean, I'm not going to go too into that, but what they call Indians are not the Aboriginals of America. Look like myself, and I'm just going to touch on that real quick because I just can't leave that one high and dry. When you go back and you look at information as far as the drawings, like an artist, so they didn't have cameras. They didn't have a cell phone where they could take pictures. What they see. They have artist renditions, and anytime that you go back and see any illustration documenting, the adventures or whatever, when people came on land in America, everybody looked like myself or darker or a lighter version, but damn sure didn't look like they, came from Europe. So in the beginning times when everything going, even the Thanksgiving is straight slaughter. They slaughtered a bunch of brown people. Now they got us fucking celebrating every Thursday or whatever in November. Thanksgiving, no, it's Thanksgiving. Straight slaughter. Accepted or rejected. I don't give a damn. But this is what it is. And so by the time they got to taking snaps of photography, they had moved from the East Coast and moved inland. And not saying that everybody in America or on the land of America was copper, but again, the people that they encountered, like myself, like I said, I'm not going to go into slavery, so on and so forth, but the information is there if you choose to delve into it. But so then when they got the renditions of what everybody sees Native American was more toward the Midwest and wherever else, but all around it is brown, down through Mexico, through Central America, down to South America. It's brown. But through, massacring, or the friendly word, colonialization. That's what it is. We're going to get rid of the natives and we're going to implant ourselves and what we want, and that's what it's going to be. So you got to look at the information they give us, man. They got us so focused on Africa that America was called America before they got here. There's no, the damn guy, wasn't it, Amerigo Vespucci? That's where America got its name from. But when you go back, if you choose to, it was America before they got here. It's spelled differently, but still the same. So, again, these people and their information. So when it comes to their narrative, so be very, very aware when when these people get behind somebody, believe it's for it's more for them and not you. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It's all business, never personal. They'll tell you to your face with a smile. Straight up. And if you want to reject it, I mean, they say the man said, we tell you the truth, but you don't believe it. Out of his mouth. We tell you the truth, but you don't believe it. So it's all on you. So now I'm back where we are. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, the Highland School of Communism/Socialism. So just a brief history just to get you to where we are. So these people went to Russia, tore Russia up. Communism. Went to Germany and attempted the same thing, but Hitler kicked him out. He got rid of their central banking system. I believe he's the only person that successfulully removed their central banking system out of his country or out of that country. The only one. So they were before I get to Hitler. All right. So what ended up happening is that in Russia, they kicked these people out. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of they rejected their central banking system. So the Bolshevik Revolution was revenge for kicking these people out and not allowing them to take the country. So again, this was revenge enacted on the Russian people. And I think it might have been Tsar Nicholas, I believe it was. Like I said, this information I'm speaking now, and this stuff I had a few years, I should have brushed up on it, but whatever. I'm speaking off the dome. So I think it was Nicholas. And so, yeah, they pulverized him and his family, straight butchered them, tortured them. So same thing with Hitler. So when Hitler was heralded as the new chancellor or whatever of Germany, so so on and so forth, and when Hitler realized, when he peeped game, what was going on, he got rid of him. So they got mad. They didn't have to wait 100 years later. What they did, they called the big boys. Hey, let's get the United States in, and we about to tear his ass up. And that's what exactly happened. So realize that the information that you get, the history is written by the winners of wars, or however you want to verbalize it. But history is written by the winners of wars, because if you're the loser, what input are you going to have on anything that goes forward or from the past? As they say, whoever controls the past controls the present, and whoever controls the future control the past. And so whoever's in charge got control of all that. Their narrative, their system, so on and so forth, until something happens. And that's where we are right now. Something should happen, needs to happen. Well, number one, it has to happen within you first. As they say, the revolution will not be televised. Okay, so when you hear that, yeah, okay, the fighting, but no, it's not that. That's with a child mind. Again, you got to remove yourself from thinking and looking at things from a child mindset. Look for the deeper meaning. The reason why the revolution will not be televised is the exact same reason when he be, from the changing of your mind, renewing of the mind, you be transformed in the blink of an eye. Because the revolution and the changing of your mind happens inside your mind. Again, the revolution and the changing of your mind, that you'll be, transformed in the blink of an eye, because you have to decide. Once you decide, so the revolution can't be televised, because, well, actually, you know what? In the future, it can be, because once they keep pumping this shit in you and all these microchips and cameras and surveillance, yeah, they're going to be able to, actually, it won't be televised, because they're going to control your thoughts. They're going to hit that button. He's thinking dangerously. Eject. That's, what I'm saying? That's what's going to be. But right now, the revolution will not be televised, because some may think and some may not. It's on you. It can't be televised what's in your head. So when you renew your mind, yeah, it's a blink of an eye. Just make a decision. That's what that means. So Martin Luther King went to the Highlander School of Communism/Socialism. Rosa Parks went to the Highlander School of Communism/Socialism. Now, this other thing on Rosa Parks, real quick. Again, critical thinking. When you follow the narrative and you're emotionally attached to this shit because the way it's given to you, and like I said, look at how they do copper people, brown people. 12 months out of the year, so we're gonna give you Black History Month in February. We came and colonized you guys, so we're gonna give you the shortest month. Cool, be as that. But you know what I'm saying? That's attaching. So Rosa. So now, anybody that they feel that, so basically, honestly, straight up, don't care how you feel, anybody they put in front of your face help their cause. There's a thing called meritorious manumission. Meritorious manumission. A copper man or woman will be rewarded by whoever's in charge. I'm not going to say white because the people don't consider themselves white. They blend in with white people because they look the same as white people, but they'll tell you straight up, I'm not white. And look you in your eye. You're going to look befounded. You're going to be bewildered. And you are white. No, I'm not white. And I'm not talking about anybody brown. I'm talking about the people that you would call white. So they, again, controlled opposition. So anybody they put in front of your face and they celebrate, help their cause. So meritorious manumission. A slave earned his freedom when he helped a white man earn money, saved his life, or did something to basically rat that they was going to overthrow or they were going to make a move. A brown or copper man was given his freedom or he got a little more luxuries than everybody else. Meritorious manumission. Accepted or rejected, it's all on you. So Rosa Parks, so now, like I said, critical thinking. Rosa Parks in your face all day, every day. February, oh, Rosa Parks. Boom, 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 boom. Buy into the bullshit. So you got to look at it. The day, now, again, this is in the 60s. So this isn't the day when you walking around, you got your phone in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? You ain't taking pictures with your watch and all that shit. Rosa Parks sitting at the front of the bus. And there happened to be a picture of that. Again, this is in the 60s or 50s, whatever it was. Critical thinking. I'm going to shut up for a minute. Do you realize the size of cameras back then? So somebody's walking around with a big ass or whatever size camera and just happened to take the picture of the brown woman sitting in the front of the bus. Again, that's far more peculiar than finding the man in the damn movie theater in the middle of the afternoon after being the shooting however long or however far away from the movie theater. Again, there's a picture of her or whatever, however big the camera is, with the big flash like on the Flintstones. A picture of her at the front of the bus. Then a picture of her getting arrested. What are the odds? Again, this ain't the days of the cell phone. Today, yeah, it's only natural that happens. But wouldn't that be called photo ops? Opportunity to get some photos to go along with the storyline? I'm sure some of this will hurt. You say what you will, but when you allow yourself to accept that anything that they put on that screen is programming. Like I said, they could have called it anything else. So Rosa Parks is a snap picture of her sitting at the front of the bus by whoever took the picture. And you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a cell phone. It wasn't like, the man or the bus driver told her, you know what I'm saying, to get in the back of the bus and then somebody pulled out a cell phone and started taking pictures. No, this is Rosa Parks. Then she's getting arrested. So again, think of the size of cameras and how forget the size, the cost of cameras. Who's walking around with a camera? Like I said, you can justify anything when you believe it. But the more and more you talk, you should be able to say, damn, yeah, people, conspiracy theories, but okay, if it's not a conspiracy, then it's a coincidence theory. How many coincidences transpire through history and, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a coincidence. That's a coincidence. Come on, people. Uproot the ignorance and plant Gnosis. Uproot the ignorance and plant some Gnosis. So Rosa Parks sitting in the front of the bus, arrested, and then, you know what I'm saying, her mug shot, and come on. Like I said, I ain't gonna talk on the modern day stuff with the mug shots and stuff. It's fabricated, people. It's all by design for your demise. This is all designed for your demise, and you're on autopilot. It's not hard work for them. It's easy. It's simple. All they got to do is get you emotionally attached, and you're blind. Again, your body can only do one function at a time. You're going to think, you're going to eat, you're going to be in survival. And it's about one, again, that's stuff I learned, but your body's going to do one major function. Everything else is going to be, not a priority. So when you're in survival mode, you're not thinking clearly. You can't think clearly because your mind is surviving. Now you're in survival instincts. You're not able to think. You're not able to process clearly. You're acting off of your subconscious, which is your default programming. So I think with Rosa Parks, you guys got where I'm going with that again. Picture of her on the bus, picture of her getting arrested, and then the goofy looking mugshot. Come on, you're in jail, so you're gonna look. that's your mugshot. I mean, just for fun, compare the mugshots of that period of time to the one that's presented to everybody. Which one looked like it was shot at Olin Mills, and which ones looked like they were shot in actual jail? So there we go. So now go to Martin. Michael. Again, Michael King, name is not Luther. They gave him Luther because Luther, boy. Don't worry, when I get back on this, I'm going to have all that ironed out and flat. But Martin Luther King, so just real quick, the name King, right? Emotional attachment. The fake stuff with the writing King, I ain't going to go into it, but the name attachment, again, emotions. Martin Luther King, Rodney King. Come on, people. It's going to take a while, but some of y'all going to catch up with me, please. But, okay, Martin Luther King, his name is Michael King. I didn't make this up. Why would I? And let alone to be speaking it right now. So his degrees, research what they said about his degree, you know what I'm saying? His actual dissertation and so on and so forth to get the degree. He had to be accredited, you know what I'm saying? So you were handpicked. You're going to go to this school. We're going to groom you to do what we want you to do. We need you to do this. And so we want you, granted, yeah, we want you nonviolent or however the direction, but this is the reason why. So you're going to look like, you're going to be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? This going to be outstanding and so on and so forth. So this is going to prove. So what it is that these people have a agenda against what they call white people. So that's what it is. So basically they're agitating both sides and they're in the middle. Again, these people adopted their religion because they was in the middle of Christians and Muslims. They didn't want to side with the Christians because the Muslims would attack them. They didn't want to side with the Muslims because the Christians were going to attack. So we're going to claim this religion because we're in the middle and we're going to infiltrate everybody. But we're going to claim this in the middle, so we're going to be good with both of them. So we're going to take on somebody else's identity because this group of people's identity is great with business on both ends. Check it out. But getting to this point with Martin, he had his philosophy, you know what I'm saying? The same playbook that they used for the Bolshevik Revolution is in America. So Martin Luther King, get out here and march, and you look at it. These people are walking hand in hand with them. So every time that something happens, they get in front of the TV and I was there. Damn right you was there. You was helping guide his ass. You were telling him to go. You were his handler. Truly. Don't upset some people, but you need to hear it. You do. And once you can hear it and accept it, you got a dream. You got a dream, but within that dream, where's the action? In order for a dream to manifest, it needs action. So you could go around dreaming, but if you never put in the action, it will never manifest itself. And you use your dreams to project what you want, and you use your dreams to manifest. But again, you got to catch these phrases that they're giving you. They're giving you dreaming. They're giving you hope. Hoping again, I said that it's not a power word. It doesn't generate power. It sounds nice. Oh, I'm holding on to hope. What the fuck? What is hope? What are you holding on to? Grab something of substance. I'm holding on to information. Now you could grab information. You can see information. You can feel information. I'm holding on to, you know what I'm saying? Hope. It's a powerless word. But these words, you know what I'm saying? Hope, keep hope alive and all this other stuff. Keep hope alive. Well, what's up with some action? You know what I'm saying? Let's organization. Let's build. Let's come together. That's action. These words generate action. Let's build. Let's create. Let's do something. Those are action words. Those generate action. Hoping is, I mean, cool. It sounds nice, but it's not generating any action. It doesn't generate energy. So, like I said, this whole thing. So, what ended up happening is that Michael/Martin got a little too big for his britches, and he actually felt that it was him that was truly the star of the show, and that he was above and beyond reach or approach of those that put him in that position. But little do you know, again, this is controlled opposition. Okay, now you little big, getting a little big for your britches there, boy. But little did they know, they had already handpicked the second man. Once the decision was made that they're going to go ahead and remove him from his position, they had the replacement already there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to slide this number 2 guy. We're going to get him close to him. So now we need the transition, because what's going to happen once we get rid of him, we need to transition him in front of everybody's face without any issue. Let it be seamless. See, deception is best when it's seamless. You know what I'm saying? Just everything just fold in place. And once they get you emotionally attached and you can't think, you just accepting what they're giving you, it's seamless. So anybody's aware of who the number 2 man is, handpicked, selected, and groomed, and basically almost forced upon Martin? Anybody care to take a guess? Your man Rainbow Coalition. Again, what the hell I'm going to do making this stuff up for? So when they decided they're going to get rid of him, Rainbow Coalition, you up the bat. So if you can just go with those 2, you can pretty much come forward, meaning from the time that you became alive, if you was alive then, but I'm speaking more so for the people in my generation after me. If you can follow that, acknowledge it, accept it, whatever you want to do with it. But after they got rid of Martin, the number 2 was right there. And how you know is that who face got the microphone and who got the camera time immediately after that happened. There was people that was around Martin far longer than Action Jackson. But that's our guy. Believe it or not. So let's go. Shoot. Yeah, I'll just stay on that for a little bit longer. So just now I'm just going to break down the famous picture. All right. So what it is that when you look at that picture of everybody on the balcony where Martin was shot, what you got to look at, I ain't gonna go there, but the people there had ties, and then there were people without ties. Again, there were people with ties and people without ties. But anybody that's always seen a picture of Martin, whenever he was in the public, he had a tie, and all of his guys had ties on as well. That was it. So that particular day, him and Jesse were arguing about Jesse and like I said, the other gentleman in the picture that didn't have a tie. He wanted them to be in ties because they were going to have dinner or a meeting with somebody indefinitely again. But Martin is out in public. He got a tie on. You know, That was back in the day. The gentleman had the hat, they had the tie, hard bottom shoes, sitting at a baseball game. Nowadays, you look at somebody funny, you see them at the game and they got a tie on and hard bottom shoes, like you just came from church. So that's just how it was. And so when what it was is that was the signal for the true shooters. What's his name? James R.E.D. I think that's his name. Yeah, no, that may be Kennedy. No, sorry. Okay, so I think it was James R.E.D. Yeah, James R.E.D. So James Earl Ray ended up being what they call a patsy. He's the fall guy. So the plan was to do it, but he didn't know about what was going on. So in his mind, he already had his plan. So after this happens, this is what you do. So that's how they knew where to go get him in the theater, because that was the meeting spot. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't know that he was going to be the one, taking the fall. So that's why when you see it, he's yelling out loud, like, oh, don't, whatever, because he wants everybody's attention. Because when you're working undercover with them alphabet boys, you know what time it is. You don't did your dirt for them plenty of times, so you know the setup. And then just like the mafia movies, like on Goodfellas, when Joe Pesci walked into the fake meeting when he was about to be whatever they call him to be inducted into the family, he recognized it. So through that movie, Joe Pesci done did that plenty of times to people. So once he realized it, that was it. So that was the same thing with James R.E.D. He knew what time it was, so he wanted to bring attention, like, hey, y'all, y'all look at me. So on the balcony, the guys with no ties were signals to the shooters, or I believe they said it was at least two, but the shot didn't come from underneath like they said. I mean, from where they pointed. All that was misdirection. They pointing off, but he got hit. Either it was in the lower end. That ain't gonna happen, pointing up. That was just to throw everybody off. You know what I'm saying? So the cameras and the famous pictures that you see, everybody's pointing off, but the shot didn't come from that direction. Again, there's people with ties and without ties. So the people without ties, that's friendly fire. Again, Jesse was supposed to go eat, and the story is they were arguing. Martin was at him like, hey, y'all need to put on the tie. No, I would not put on the tie. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't do it. So then, like I said, I don't make this up. When he got shot, Jesse was off to the side. But when you hear the interview, and there's pictures of actually when he was laying down, Jesse was not right there. But I don't make this up. But when you see the interview, he took a little blood, put it on the shirt, and got interviewed. And I mean, you want to blow your mind. And after you see this, and if you still believe it is as it was told to you, that is definitely a choice. But again, you CSI people, and whether it's in New York or in LA or wherever the show is, for you people that are into that stuff, there's no way that you could look at it the same. So again, after Martin was removed, smooth, seamless transition. So now you got Jesse speaking on your behalf because Martin's not there. So look at that. They're giving you who they want you to, your leader. Why are copper people the only people that need a leader? And that's through the media. But then listening to brown people and copper people speak, black leader, man. He a black leader. Like, what the fuck? You're black. Why don't you lead yourself? Say, why you can't lead yourself? You need a black leader. You need a spokesperson. So again, this whole thing is designed to get you to take power away from yourself, from religion to schools to government, everything. They want you to basically be a damn tumbleweed in the wind, just blowing around, flailing around with no control of nothing, accepting what comes to you. So they gave you a black leader. Now your black leader got you doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about action. It's all about speaking and talking. And okay, yeah, we need to show up. We need to do this. Okay, but the true action is inside of the books, the paperwork. Nobody has came to you and said, man, if you want to do this, this is what need, man. You ever read this shit? You see what they're saying that you can and can't do? But in order to stop that, this is what you need to do. And this is how you do it. It's processes and procedures. But if they were actually leaders, this is what they would be telling you. This is stuff they know. So this is them perpetuating your damn ignorance. But you following them on TV and your family and friends and everybody that's around you, again, if everybody around you is thinking the same, nobody is thinking. You may think you're thinking, you may think you're thinking and thinking, but you're not thinking. Again, that 8-year-old you is just pouting like, no, this is it. This is it. I'm not going to let it go. That's to your detriment. Again, everything is by design for your detriment. They got you on autopilot. It simply is. I mean, even to the point of, NAA. Look and see who the original founders of the NAACP is. Check it out. NAACP is not a brown copper organization at all. ACLU, the historical black colleges, these were all funded by these people. Again, controlled opposition. Put yourself in position to where you can direct them where you need them to go. You can accept it and you can make an excuse. Oh, well, it does not matter. I'm not even speaking on it. I'm giving Gnosis. Again, uproot ignorance and plant Gnosis. These people hand are in everything. You got entertainment, you got banking, you got government. It's endless. But like I said, I just wanted to share that. Like I said, uproot ignorance and plant some Gnosis. And again, I shared it before. When I acknowledge and realize that all I need to do to be healthy for myself is to go the opposite of what the government and the media tells me. I about face. If they're telling you to go this direction, you can guarantee that Keystone ain't following it. That's for me, though. That's my decision. That's my choice. That's my God decision. Generate, organize, and decide. That's what gods do. If you're not in that space, work toward it. Get that self-work going on, man. Self-work. You got to. And all your changes happen within first. And what I'm speaking on isn't just totally for brown people, just for the quote-unquote white people that believe whatever history. And I could go on about all through history, these people got their hand in everything. All of these movies you go see, this is all them behind the scenes doing this shit, but then they put it in Hollywood and you pay money and they're laughing at you. They're laughing at your ignorance. These people are telling you what they're doing to you and have done to you and they're continuing to do, but you don't accept it. Like the man said, Finkelstein, we tell them the truth, but they don't believe us. You know, then when you ask them about the numbers as far as the amount of Jewish people that died in Germany, 6 million, 6 million, 6 million. But you got to understand, again, the universe gives you answers. There's an esoteric meaning for the word six. I mean, the number six. I mean, look, 6 million Jews, when they tell you to put this shit on your face, stay 6 feet apart, it's all in the numbers. But if you're not in tune to yourself and the universe, you're a tumbleweed. Stop being a damn tumbleweed. Become the wind. Again, the law of cause and effect. The effect is always weaker than the cause. It sets it in motion. Do yourself a favor. Love yourself enough to get Gnosis. Go get some information. Get some knowledge. It's out there. Readily available. All you have to do is press them buttons. Again, invest 1 hour out of the day for you. One hour. Are you worth it? Are you worth 1 hour? Are you worth 60 minutes? Can you pull yourself away from the normal day-to-day BS that you invest into that has no return, no ROI, return of investment? Can you do that for yourself? Again, if you can't make it an hour, if it's shit, break it up into half hour, 15-minute chunks. Do something. But again, 1 hour a day for 5 days a year, not even full 7 days. If you feel you need to give your brain a break, that gives you 6.5 40-hour work weeks. That's impactful. Again, We all get the same 24 hours. What are you going to do with yours? Again, I appreciate you sharing your energy with me. I am Keystone. I am a synthesizer of energy, frequencies, and information that generates increases of consciousness, self-awareness, and self-love for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. This is Code Red. Enjoy your day. Get some Gnosis.